morning. It's 5:48 a.m. on Friday the 18th of June, and this morning this man here, Darren Parkin, is setting off on the biggest outdoor adventure of his life. He's paddling solo in the family canoe. There she is, that's Ginny. Off she goes. He's paddling solo on the Avon Ring. It's a popular boaters circuit in Warwickshire and Gloucestershire and on the outskirts of Birmingham. 109 miles, 129 locks, and he's doing it all by himself in, well, 4, 5, 6 days. We'll see. The weather, as you can see this morning, is not particularly lovely, but he's hoping it stays dry. Thunderstorms are expected, so it could hinder his progress somewhat. But yeah, lovely place to set off. We're here. This is the marina in Stratford-upon-Avon, and over there you have the world famous Royal Shakespeare Theatre. There she is. Over this direction you have the Stratford Big Wheel, which not everyone loves around here, but and there he is. He's got his trolley, he's got all his gear, and he's ready to go.
This tree is now the official start and finish point of the Avon Ring Canoe Challenge. And I hope someone else gets to do it as well.
How are you feeling?
I'll be honest, I'm a bit nervous.
Yeah?
We'll soon get going. No way.
And here are the reason he's doing this. My mum and dad, June and William, just surprised him. That's his mother and father-in-law, and they've battled hard with cancer this year and last year. And
Here we go. Well done, sunshine.
woo!
Good luck. Love you.
Love you.
See you in 109 miles.
See you later.
Take
Love
care,
you.
Sunshine. We'll be thinking of you all the way.
Thank you. Well, we only got 2 miles out of Stratford before the predicted forecast of rain kicked in. It's the forecast looks dreadful actually. It's thunderstorms and 97% chance of rain right through until 1 a.m, which is quite disheartening because it's only 7 a.m. right now. I'll be honest, that was not an easy portage. I think I've probably spent about 25 minutes negotiating that lock and dragging the canoe and carrying it over that stuff and getting here. So there's another lock about half a mile further up there. I think that's going to have to be my tea break because that really took it out of me quite a bit. But that's what we expected. We thought the locks were going to be the things that would really test me, and they have done so far. I think that's, how many is that, 5? So just 124 to go now, which is great. Hey, we made it to Evesham, which is pretty good going considering the weather conditions, and we also had a headwind as well. That always knocks you off course a little bit. That was quite a struggle sometimes. However, the great thing about Evesham is it has a canoe portage, which is brilliant. An actual dedicated canoe portage, which you don't see many of. I think that's only the second one I've seen all day. It makes it so much easier than clambering up the side of the locks and having to use the ropes to lower the boat down and even drag it up. You know, it's quite a task. So we're going to go down this little slipway here, our portage, and just carry on. Just see how much further we can get, or how much more we can take because I'm not going to lie, I'm struggling a bit. It really takes out. I think it's down to the weather, nothing more than that. It's just the weather. But you know, what can you do? Set out from Stratford 13 hours ago. It stopped raining 20 minutes ago. But I'm not complaining, because that should keep the mosquitoes away. And for the first time today, I'm happy to report, I've got the wind at my back. For the first time, it's been in my face all day, and that with the rain, it was a bit of a knock to morale, I've got to say. However, things are going really well. Starting to enjoy this, finally, because it wasn't enjoyable, but this is now nice. Good morning. Don't be too fooled by my dishevelled appearance. I actually had quite a decent night's sleep. Actually, it was reasonably comfortable. Probably because it's quite muddy underfoot as well, so the ground's very soft. And it was like one of those memory foam mattresses, but much less expensive. Right, we made it to the outskirts of Pershore last night, which I think is pretty good progress given the conditions. And I'm just about to grab some breakfast and then take Ginny here down towards Tewkesbury, hopefully before lunchtime, and then we'll re-energise there. We'll take a break and try and power up to Worcester. I'm a little concerned about the amount of rainfall yesterday and what that's done to the water volume of the River Severn, because the River Severn is quite difficult to paddle upstream at the best of times. But after that amount of rainfall yesterday, it's going to be quite difficult. So with a bit of luck and powered by a bit of chocolate, we'll hopefully get beyond Worcester tonight, and then we'll be into the canal network, and I think that'll be great progress. That'll feel like we're really getting somewhere then. It's a very different picture today. The water's very still and calm. The sky doesn't look as playful as it did yesterday. And there's a lovely peace. This is lovely. Really beautiful. I've seen 2 kingfishers already. And a woodpecker. A lot of sheep. And no humans. Which is sometimes a good thing. There have been quite a few tricky portages on this route. Luckily, on the lower Avon, they actually have canoe portages around some of the locks. Unfortunately, some of those portages are actually just as difficult as trying to get around the lock and up the sides. So this is Nafford Lock and Weir. This one's quite a tricky one, so have a look at this. So we've got to get from there, where the canoe is now, somehow across this bridge and down to a little beach which you can't quite see because it's beyond those trees there, so it's quite a way. This could take about 20 minutes or so, but still, it's all part of the fun, isn't it?
It is 3:15, Saturday, June the 19th. It's day 2 of Darren's Avon Ring Charity Canoe Challenge. We are currently in Tewkesbury. Here's Tewkesbury. There's a little flour mill right there. You have the River Avon running here. You have the children waiting somewhat patiently to see Daddy. He set off yesterday morning now from Stratford-upon-Avon. He's made it all the way down to Tewkesbury. He's hoping to make it to Worcester by tonight. So here in Tewkesbury, he will leave the River Avon and pick up the River Severn. So that will be the second of the 4 waterways that he will tackle during the Avon Ring. I think that'll be a big mental boost to him to go on to waterway 2 of 4 and get the Avon behind him. So Darren went through a lock rather than over a weir, and we ended up not quite meeting up and seeing him coming down the river as we expected. So here's the canoe, and here he is.
How you doing?
Yeah, I'm rolling the boat.
Thank you. Right, and see you guys. Thanks,
See you.
Lovely.
Good luck on the Severn.
Thank you. You made my day.
Daddy.
Bye, darling. I'll see you later.
You
guys.
helping?
Take care.
Alice, you helping?
Thank you. Wow, super boost. Okay, we've just reached a very significant stage of this journey, and this is the junction of the River Avon and the River Severn. That's the River Avon there, over my shoulder, and this here is the River Severn, the mighty River Severn. That way's Gloucester, that way's Worcester, and that's where we're heading to next. The River Severn has a very different feel to it than the River Avon. The Avon's quite gentle and narrow and windy. The Severn is huge, it's wide and laborious. Different wildlife as well. It also seems more industrial. There are more factories, more units. There are bigger boats down here. Things like this. You don't see things like that on the Avon. I've got my boots out of the door because they absolutely reek. At one of the spots I was looking at a mile ago, there was some of that really horrible mud that you find on the banks of rivers like this. And it's coming into the tent. I might have to. I want to leave them outside, but it's raining, and I've only just got them dry from yesterday. All right, time for a hand inspection, I think, because I'm starting to feel it in my hands today. These gloves have been a godsend, a wonderful gift from my wife. Or should I say a gift from my wonderful wife? That'd be more accurate. Oh, yeah, feeling that. When I'm canoeing, I often get sore in this bit of skin between my finger and forethumbs, but right, okay, yeah, starting to feel a few little calluses there, not just blisters. Right, yeah, that's quite sore. Right, I'll smother them in Germaline before I go to sleep, and hopefully I'll wake up tomorrow morning refreshed. But they're aching. That's what you got to expect, though, isn't it? You can't beat the sound of rain on a tent, can you? It's quite easy to sit here and just romanticise about it. Then you realise you've got to pack it all away tomorrow when it's still pouring it down. It's quite a damp start to the day, look. It's not raining at the minute, which is a good opportunity to pack up and get going, but the skies are dark and ominous. I think we're in for a wet day, but that's alright. We'll get by. Keep fighting. that was brutal. That was the toughest, certainly the most difficult section yet so far. It was, the flow of the river coming at you around some of the bends where it picks up speed, and then a headwind which seemed to follow whichever direction the river was taking. It really took it out of me. I burnt a lot of calories there. I had to stop off and replenish with some flapjack and an orange at one point. But here we are, we got to Worcester. We're now at the Digilus lock, so I'm just waiting for the lockkeeper to notice that I'm here, because there is actually no other way of exiting in a canoe here. So I'm going to have to go through the lock, which I did at Tewkesbury because the lockkeeper there was extremely kind, nice guy. And hopefully they spot me in a minute and we can crack on and get onto the canal network. Yes. So this is Digilus Lock, another very kind lockkeeper helped me on the way. And this isn't even remotely terrifying. That's just a guy taking his canoe for a walk. Nothing to see. You're probably wondering why I'm wearing a head torch. Perfectly reasonable reaction. The reason is we're about to go through the first tunnel. And this is Dunhampstead Tunnel. There it is. Now, it's not massive. It's about 500 metres long. And I can see the end of it quite easily. But just for safety, I've got headlight and I've got bike lights on the front and back, and just for a bit of ambience I've got Jeanette's solar powered rope lights up the front as well. Ding 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 ding. Ding 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 ding. When you're hungry and on the go, you've really got to take your snacks while you can, you know? You've got to have your snacks. There we go. That might have had a fly on it. Protein. Protein. Heck of a day today. We made it up to Worcester and went through there and got held up quite a bit in Worcester. There were a lot of strange locks to negotiate. And lots of people who wanted to talk about what we were doing, and you know, some even made donations, which was absolutely brilliant. You know, it's real kindness of strangers. It was lovely. Eventually we got about 15 miles away from Worcester, so I'm now at the foot of a huge flight of locks, which then take me into the Wast Hills tunnel in the morning, which is going to be loads of fun. It's 1.6 miles long. It was really difficult to find a place to pitch up, actually. I just kept pushing and thought I'm going to have to end up just sleeping on a bench or something. There was no possible spots, and I just came around this corner here and bosh, this place just appeared before my eyes. It was lovely, lovely little flat bit of grass right next to the canal. That's not a swan, that's foam. But here, the tent and the canoe all nicely up together here, looking splendid. And then I don't think anybody would bother us now. It's getting a bit late. Good Lord, it is 9:45, so I could really do with getting my head down, because I'm going to have an early start tomorrow and plough on, see how far we get. It's going well though, it's going well. And today felt really good because I tackled my first flight of locks and my first tunnel. and it just gave me a lot of confidence for doing the next huge flight of locks and then a huge tunnel, both of which are coming up tomorrow morning. So that's given me a real boost, and it just feels like we're bringing this one home now, you know? It's good. Good morning. Right. Better get some breakfast. And then I just psych myself up. We've got a big day coming up. Because the first thing that we're going to have to tackle is this rather huge flight of locks. 33 of them. And it's this set here which begins on this spot. And it is the I think it's pronounced Tardy Biggie Bottom. Can't be. But I want it to be. Tardy Biggie Bottom lock, which is the start of the flight. Okay, we made it. That was tough work. I'm not going to deny it. That was really, really hard. But that is the full flight. There we are. Tardy Biggie. I don't know. That's the top lock. So that's. Now I was told it was 33, but I only counted 30. And it definitely says on that sign there are only 30. So it is 30 locks. So we managed to. Poor Ginny. She got pulled and pushed and dragged up there. It's taken a good 2 hours, which is, you know, some effort. But we've risen about 220 feet, and I think it's something like 3 miles, maybe. I don't know. It certainly felt like it, anyway. Been quite fortunate. There's no one coming in our direction. There's no one behind us. There's two lovely ladies in a boat just up ahead. They were quite concerned about what I was doing. Worried it was a bit dangerous. But they even offered to give me a lift and put the canoe on top of the boat, which is just delightful. But I had to explain I'm doing this for charity. I feel like cheating if I had any assistance. I'm in Kings Norton Park in Birmingham. Quite pretty, isn't it? Walking down to the towpath of the Worcester and Birmingham Canal, which is where Darren will be paddling along. He will emerge very shortly from the Wast Hills Tunnel. It's the longest tunnel that he'll travel through on the Avon Ring, and it's 2.5 kilometres in the dark. He has some lights on the canoe, so he's fine. But I know this is one he's been quite excited to do. So we'll hope to surprise him at the end of the tunnel. We're just leaving the park, and here is the canal, Worcester and Birmingham Canal. So we're going this way. We're going to see if we can find the Darren at the end of the tunnel. Bless you, thank you. You waited for me, didn't you? Yeah, we did. Thank you, it's very kind.
Just along the canal here, he's chatting to those people. You can just see the narrowboat. He's just chatting to them. I'm just waiting. I know. I know you have. I've been sat here waiting patiently. Oh, thank you. Darren is about to pick up the Stratford Canal. There he is. In the canoe. He's on the Worcester and Birmingham Canal. but he is about to join the home stretch. 25.5 miles of the Stratford Canal, so he's pretty happy. Not that you can tell from here, but he is. Good luck, dude.
Okay, we've just come through Kings Norton, and immediately after Kings Norton comes the Stratford on Avon Canal, which we're now on, and that's the last leg. This is the final waterway that takes us home, and it actually feels like we're bringing it home now. It really does. 25 miles to go. It's 2 o'clock. I'm probably good for another 7 hours paddling, and I want to see if I can eat into those miles. And make sure we get set up for a good finish tomorrow. So I'll be probably camping up somewhere near a big flight of locks, and then batter through those in the morning and down past Wilmcote into town, into the canal basin, and finish at that old tree. It's going to be brilliant. I'm so excited. I never thought, well, I did think, but there were some times I didn't think this could be done, but it feels like it's getting done now. It's brilliant. Okay, we're doing really well. 15 miles from home. That's all. We're bringing this boat home. We are somewhere south of Lapworth. Camp's next to a lock, which is good because the Canal and Rivers Trust have given me permission to do that. There we are. There's Ginny. There's the tent. Poor old thing. She's got some scratches and dinks, and there's a couple of serious ones that have actually pierced through the outer skin, which I'm going to try and do a bodge on tonight, and then she'll be okay to get us home tomorrow. And then she's going to have to go in for some repairs. My poor wife, who spent so much time making her all perfect for this expedition, the lovely finish and the logos and everything. Oh, but look, she's quite battered, as you can see. I feel a bit like when James Bond brings a smashed up Aston Martin back to Q or something. So.
Hey, good morning. This is the final day, and it's a wet and cold one as well. The forecast was for sunshine, which we don't seem to have, and looking forward to being in my own bed tonight. Oh, it's been a long journey, but you know, worth every stroke and every step.
This is it then. Last day. We're back on the water. And we're coming home. It's a very, very contrasting day to the one that we started on Friday, when it rained from 5:30 a.m. until about 11 p.m. And again, the wind was in my face. But now, sun's out, wind's at my back, and we're bringing it home. We've reached an exciting point, not just because it is Edston Aqueduct, which is incredibly impressive, but also because we are now getting very close to home. Once we cross this, that's it. I feel like we're in Stratford then. Obviously we've got to go through Wilmcote and the Wilmcote flight, but we'll get to that. But it really does start to feel like home now. So, are you ready? We're going to cross the famous Edston Aqueduct. Let's go. There's a train going under. Right, if you're afraid of heights, now is the right time to look away. Do you want to take a peep and see over the side? Okay, set off on Friday. It's now Tuesday. 2 minutes away. We pull it into Stratford Marina, where the finish point awaits. I can't quite believe what just done. It's going to take a while for this to sink in.
Yay!
I didn't think that could be done.